Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. So today I'm going through President Trump's realistic best case scenario he could have for election night on November 3rd. Um, Before I get into it, just remember that election day, as of when I'm recording this, is about 15 days away. So make sure you go out and vote if you haven't voted yet. Make sure you go out and vote. And yeah, so that's how let's get to the video. So President Trump starts out with 125 safe states. Joe Biden starts out with 185. This is President Trump's best case scenario. This is not what my prediction is. This is merely his best case scenario. So in his best case, I think Colorado, New Mexico, and Virginia all go to Joe Biden in the likely column. Even if President Trump is doing the best he can, I don't see either any of these states really being too competitive. On the flip side, however, President Trump's best case scenario, Texas, I think, becomes a likely margin, as well as Georgia. I think that these two states will probably vote for President Trump anyway, but it being Trump's best case scenario, we should be able to win these in the likely column, as well as the state of Ohio and Iowa. President Trump's best scenario, he's probably going to win these states again anyway, but in his best case, he'll probably be winning these likely. Next, President Trump will win the state of North Carolina, Florida, and Arizona, all in the lean columns. So, President Trump, I think personally, it's not totally supported by polls at the moment, but I think Trump is going to end up doing this map so far on election day up until this point. However, I think that all three of these states are really close and could go either way, but in President Trump's best case scenario, he will win them, probably in the lean column, just how polarized this election is and we are, so it probably won't be too big of a win, but in Trump's best case scenario, he easily could win these. President Trump would win Nebraska's 2nd district in the lean margin and Maine's 1st in a safe margin in Trump's best case scenario. Now, next, the remaining states are states that Joe Biden is either leading in right now or is very close. And I think in Trump's best case scenario, you could make the argument for Trump winning all of them. However, I think that Nevada, even though despite Trump's best efforts, I think would still put it in the tilt column right now for Joe Biden, even in Trump's best case scenario. I think that President Trump, he is doing a good job trying to maximize turnout among his base, but I just don't think Nevada will go for Trump and the Republicans this time. Similar understanding with New Hampshire. New Hampshire is a state President Trump could have won if he put a lot of effort into, but President Trump needs to focus more on the Rust Belt states. So even in Trump's best case scenario, I think New Hampshire still narrowly tilts to Joe Biden's direction. Now for the Rust Belt states, I think that Wisconsin in Trump's best case scenario goes in a lean to tilt margin, probably lean margin for President Trump in his best case scenario. We've seen some polls coming out in recent days where Biden's up 4, up 5 in Wisconsin, which is an improvement from a few weeks ago. So Trump is starting to do better in Wisconsin anyway. But in Trump's best case scenario, he'll win it by a lean margin. Michigan, I'd put it in the same category, to be honest. I think that in Trump's best case scenario, Michigan, polling in Michigan's actually been looking better than some of the other states, which is surprising. But Michigan, maybe President Trump would win it in his best case scenario by a tilt to lean margin. Again, like Wisconsin, I'm erring on the side of the lean margin. Pennsylvania, I think Pennsylvania would go to President Trump in the lean margin in his best case scenario. I think President Trump could win Pennsylvania on election day, but Joe Biden's been spending a lot of time there. He's certainly campaigning like Biden's losing in Pennsylvania, always going there. So I think that Biden may end up winning Pennsylvania on election day, but in this best case scenario, I think Trump would win it. Now for the state of Minnesota. Minnesota is an interesting one because President Trump can win Minnesota, and Ilhan Omar is a main target of President Trump, and he always tries to side her to Minnesota and make Minnesota look like it's the state of her. And I think Minnesota could go for President Trump, but even in his best case scenario for now, I would put it narrowly in the tilt column because this is Trump's best case scenario, but this close to the election, it's really close. I don't know if President Trump will be able to pull out a win in Minnesota at this time. So, if the election were held today, President Trump's best case scenario, I could conceivably see him realistically getting would be 306 electoral votes for President Trump to 232 for Biden. So what Trump got in 2016 versus Hillary Clinton, I think is the best he can conceivably do coming into Election Day. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like this video and subscribe for more content. I'll see you in the next one.